I sit on the appropriation, so certainly making sure that we put the funding in the areas are important, making sure people have food, shelter, a job, and security. I represent a border a border area. So border security has been important for us for so many years. But we need to have a sensible border security as we address that issue. I know this is going to be one of the top priorities of my colleagues, the Republicans, but as I have always told them, look, I don't just go visit the border for a few hours and then come back and think I know about the border. I live there. I've known the border. I've been working on border security. I've been dealing with border security, either the Oversight Committee or the appropriations on Homeland since I started here. So it's one area that I think we can find common ground. I know one of the big things that have been talked about is to have mass deportations. Practically, that's very hard to do. I mean, the funding, is just going to be very difficult, but we can agree on deporting criminals, people that are risk to the national security. The final deportation orders, 1.3 million people, and maybe some of the recent crossers. But if somebody's been here for so many years, no criminal records, we got to think about that one, and certainly think about the impact that it's going to have on the economy, the agriculture, and I know in California and Texas and other areas, agriculture is very important. So we got to think about the economic, but I think we can agree on certain people that we can deport.
What are you hoping to accomplish despite being in the minority?
Actually, I do very well, whether it's President Trump or President Obama or President Biden or a Republican majority. And that's because I focus on bipartisanship. One of the things that the longer I'm here, the less civil discourse I see here. But I try to remember what I was taught in the first grade, the basic things: be nice to people, treat them the way you want to be treated, be courteous. All the things we learn in pre-K and in first grade, I think we need to apply that. This civil discourse is so important, so I try to practice that. Even though I might disagree with somebody, it's got to be in a civil way, because after all, tomorrow will be a new day. The sun is going to rise, and you just don't burn bridges. And unfortunately, sometimes we have colleagues that do that, and you got to look at your time that you're going to be here in Congress, because you don't want to come to Washington to make political statements. You actually want to go back to your district and produce results.
And just quickly, just give me your thoughts on the speaker vote today. Are you expecting any drama? I know you're obviously going to vote for Hakeem Jeffries, but just your thoughts on Mike Johnson and how things have gone so far.
Well, first of all, I'm voting for Hakeem, but I wish Speaker Johnson all the best. I like him. Personal basis, I think he's a good man, a religious man, trying to do the right thing, but he's got to deal with a caucus that can be extreme at time on the far right. I know a lot of the Republicans are middle of the road like I am, middle of the road Democrat, and I hope we can get him elected. We got to select the speaker, then we get sworn in, then we get the House rules, then we get to work. So that's the first thing. Again, it's unknown. We do know that he lost, or supposedly he lost one vote, so he can't lose one more after that. It's going to be very hard. So hopefully some of them will vote present and let us move on with our process.
Anything else you'd like to add?
The only thing is I want to wish everybody across the country Feliz Navidad and a Happy New Year.